Good morning, Vietnam. This is Duck in Michigan, sitting by the gas fire in the fireplace here. We have no power. I got up this morning at the normal time, around between 4:30 and 5, and I had a lot of work to do. Lights came on, everything was cool. Doing dishes, feeding the livestock, cleaning up a little bit, making coffee. Thank God the coffee finished before the lights went out. And so I'm sitting here drinking coffee. It's about 6. And damn light's been out for about an hour. Now normally at nighttime I turn the heat way down because I'm very poor. And I try to save money. This is sucking up the money right here. I look at this and I don't look at, oh, this is heat. I look at this and say, that's like 5 cents a minute. More than that, probably 10 cents a minute. Damn it. So anyway, the lights are out. And I remember we had that power outage back in the early 2000s. What year was that? I don't even remember now. But it sucked. We had no power for like 3 days. I just pray to God nothing like that happens up here again. It's got to be 15 degrees, and with the wind chill out there, it's below zero. Everything's frozen. But I thought, man, what a good time to talk about religion. I didn't turn the television on yet. Normally what I'll do is turn the television on about between 5 and 10 after, or right on top of the hour, and then about 10 after is about as far as I'll go, because after that it's all bullshit. Just the first part's the weather and a couple headlines. But Obama goes into Jerusalem today. Now, actually today, right now, it's 12 hours earlier over there. So, I can't figure it out, man. It's too early in the morning. It's my second cup of coffee. But whatever it is, I think he's probably already came into the city. Now Obama, a lot of the sort of Christian people kept saying it's blasphemy against Yahweh and all this, and against the Christ, and because he's entering the city. But Obama's not going to the old city. The Christ entered the old city. The new city didn't exist back in the days of Christ. Now Obama's going to the new city, the new modern city, and he's going to be at Perez's house, and they're going to have meetings and stuff. But what's funny is Obama's flying into, I believe, King David Airport, and as soon as he gets on the ground, he's going to when they do the parade thing and they check out the army guys. Anyway, he's going to do a review. He's going to review of the anti-missile battery that they're going to have at the airport. Now, these are pretty much standard in Israel at the airports, these anti-missile batteries. But then it says, Obama's going to fly over to Perez's house. I can guarantee you that damn battery's going to follow him everywhere he goes. He'll be in the helicopter flying around Israel there. And security's going to be, man, it's probably been up for the last 3 or 4 months, but really, really heightened today. And I was afraid maybe something would happen. Now, Obama didn't want to take his kids and his wife over there because he knows it's dangerous. So he goes at a time when they're still in school, because something in a contract says that his children and wife won't go with him if they're in school in his travels. So he's alone by himself. And it's just a 3-day itinerary, and he'll go, I think, some other city. He's going to go to Bethlehem and check out the Church of the Nativity, where the Christ was. They think he was born, perhaps. And so, what the hell was that? Something melting up there. Fuck, it is cold, man. And the lights still aren't on. It's been over an hour. Fuck. Should I go to work? In my life, if I miss a day at work, I can't afford to pay my bills. This goddamn check's got to cover the fucking car insurance again. Fuck. Sorry for saying the fuck word so much, man, but it's a big drain. I pay my kids' car insurance, a lot of money, and it takes my whole check. If I miss a day, then, oh my God. Oh, did anybody see the graph of the wealth of the United States, the distribution of wealth in the United States? And when I looked at the graph, if you look at the poor people, the poorest people It used to, the poorest people, at least you could see them on the graph. They had a little line there. But now the line is so small that you have to take a magnifying glass to see the poor. I think the guy said they're down to pocket change, and that's about right. And middle class is basically where the poor was back in 1970. And then, of course, you got the graph that goes way up. He said he would need 4 graphs for the line of wealth for the 0.01% of the population in America. And that just sucks when I think about that. I mean, people should have the chance to become wealthy, but I believe that today so much of the wealth is not from hard work, but rather from just a lot of luck and a lot of conniving, a lot of greed. A lot of people get super rich because other people trust them and give them their money and stuff, and that's how it goes. I don't know why people do that, but now we also have in Israel, okay, Ariel Sharon, a lot of rumors, man. You're not going to know if the guy dies. You're not going to know. They're not going to tell anybody. I guarantee you that. The turmoil's too heightened over there. Now, Cyprus. Check this out. If you look at a map and crunch up the Leviathan gas and oil fields, you'll see that they are right off the coast of Cyprus. Okay, Cyprus has two things sort of politically in turmoil right now. The south was always sort of the Greek EU side, and the north was always sort of the Turkish side, even though no one in the UN recognizes it. The Ottomans invaded, that Cyprus and all that back in the 1500s, and they sort of always maintained control of the north. I don't know how that's going. Are they collecting money from the north too, which is basically Turkish? Because I don't think Turkey would go for that. So I don't know how that's going. I think that it's only from the Greek side, but they're not saying anything about it in the news, and it's hard to find out on the internet. And but Cyprus has, right off the coast, man, is that oil field. Now, they got no money to pay their bills, but they got a tapped oil field right off their coast. Now, Israel does have a deal with Cyprus that they're going to share some of the profits of the oil fields that haven't been opened yet. They're drilled and they're capped. And the Israelis got all the submarines, which are probably protecting the oil fields, and their battle groups out there protecting the oil fields, which are basically closer to Cyprus, and Israel just made their own maritime boundaries and claimed the oil fields. So it's a whole thing, and nobody talks about that. But it's going to be an issue as people need money more and more and more, and energy is focused on more and more and more. It's going to be an issue, okay? And Turkey is looking down hard, man, hard. Turkey. Remember, they have a bunch of our nuclear weapons there, and they could easily take over that goddamn base. Okay. Now what else? Oh, the Pope. We got a new Pope. This is pretty crazy. He better not be going out in those crowds all the time, because somebody will kill him. Because people are fucking crazy. Okay. All this religious stuff is happening. It's like religious stuff, and everybody, believes the Christ is coming pretty soon. It's the end of the world, and the rapture. People think they're going to be flown away. They're the pussies. They think they're not going to have to fight. Well, hey, man, the fight's here. If you're not going to fight, then just puss out. You might as well just die. And, well, the sun's coming up. I've still got no doggone power. Damn it, Jim. Well, I just wanted to say stuff about this religious stuff. Obama. Oh, Obama. The religious people are also claiming that, he's going into Jerusalem on the same date in history and all this other stuff, which is a bunch of hogwash. It's not true. A lot of people want you to, I don't know, just tell the truth, man. And the truth is this. In the days of Noah, Yahweh told Noah, he goes, the earth is horrible. The earth is bad. The people are so evil. They think of evil continuously. They have corrupted themselves and the animals and the fish and the birds of the sky. They've corrupted everything. I'm getting rid of them. I want you to build an ark and put 2 of every species to preserve them. Now, listen, and, think about the logistics of that endeavor, what's going to be involved. But nowadays, if Yahweh said, hey, I want you to take 2 of every species and put them in an ark so we can save them, I'm going to destroy the world. You know what? We could put them in the back of a pickup truck, because we wouldn't even need the animals. We would just take the frozen embryos or the frozen sperm and egg, and once it's preserved, you could store hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of animals in a very small space. You could put plants and animals in the space of a storage area. Think about that in the days of Noah. And remember, it's the last generation that will be the most evil. That's us. Think about how it was back in those days. It was so evil. You know, God said, hey, I can't even look at this. I can't even turn my eyes onto this, man. I'm turning my back. And his back has been turned since. Damn it. No power. The sun's coming up. I love this part of the day. But man, this is going to suck. I'm glad I took my shower last night. Okay. Thoughts in the morning about religion. Oh, anyway. Think about it. You could save all the species on the Earth in a small area. Hell, you could launch them into outer space to another planet. Think about that. In the days of Noah, man. God said it's going to be like in the days of Noah. The Christ said that. Luke, and Matthew. It's going to be like the days of Noah. Think about it, man. Look at it. We radiated the world. We have radiated the world. It started in the 50s, late 40s, 50s, and it hasn't stopped. Everybody has radiation in them. Everybody's screwed. Look at the thyroid problems. That's all you have to do is look at the thyroid problems in the whole world. Everybody's got a thyroid problem, and it scares me because it's mostly prevalent among children and females. Females are the only hope for the future because they're the only ones that can reproduce. And I got daughters, and it sucks. These fuckers, man, they fucked us. They started playing around with this shit. They opened Pandora's box, and they didn't care. When the first nuclear bomb was shot off, the scientists thought it was a good possibility that it could reach critical mass and the whole world would be destroyed, and they did it anyway. You know, who the fuck are these people? I know they are. That Parsons and all that fucking whole gang, satanic worshiping bastards. Fuck. Anyway, duck out.